We're now going to go off on another test route, and we're going to leave the test centre to the left. Now as you head up, you'll have some parked cars on the left hand side of the road. Be careful not to block the junction here on the left. You can always get 2 cars through here, as we're now about to demonstrate. If it is a larger vehicle, however, make sure you hold back. And at the end of the road, we're going to go to the left. Now on this test route, you'll probably have the sat-nav put on halfway through. As you exit, you will see a roundabout sign ahead of you, and we're going to go to the right at the roundabout. Now after turning right, look straight ahead of you. You'll spot a zebra crossing. Dependent on what time of the day it is, this can be very busy, so be cautious. Now if you could find somewhere safe to pull over on the left hand side of the road for me. Sometimes on this bit of road the examiner can't see clearly ahead, so he will or she will say, don't worry about blocking driveways. If that is said, then obviously you are free to block a driveway. Okay, when we're ready, we're going to do our POM routine. Prepare the car, observe, and then manoeuvre. Now just after the bus stop, I'd like you to pull up on the left hand side of the road, please. Don't worry too much about the junction. They're going to get you to pull up here for a little bit of a hill start. Okay, when it's safe to do so, prepare, observe, manoeuvre, remembering you're on a hill. And away we go. Now as you're driving through here, be cautious. There will always be parked cars on either side of the road. Now if a bus is coming through or a large vehicle, you may need to stop. If it's a car, however, you should be able to get 2 cars through. Again, we're about to demonstrate that now. Ahead of you, you'll see a bus stop followed by a zebra crossing. And then a set of traffic lights up ahead, which you're going to be asked to follow the road ahead. As you bring yourself to a stop, be cautious. Looking at the floor, you've got a bike. And as we go, proceed ahead. Have a little look left and right, check it's nice and safe as you go through. And today we've got some parked cars on the left. During the weekdays, however, there will not be parked cars here. If you're doing your test on a Saturday, they're probably going to be there. So making sure you're proceeding with caution. Looking ahead, take a look at the sign. We're going to need the right-hand lane to follow the road ahead. If for whatever reason you do get in the wrong lane on your test, go with that lane. If you do go the wrong way, it doesn't matter, as long as you do everything safely. Now up ahead we're going to come to a set of traffic lights very shortly. At the traffic lights you're going to need to proceed from the right hand lane. The examiner will help you out with this. Obviously we're keeping back because of the bike in front. So here come the traffic lights. We're going to proceed from the right hand lane and then we're going to go into the middle lane, as you're going to be asked to follow the road ahead at the roundabout. Following the road signs to either A12 or other routes. Be cautious as you proceed out of this roundabout, as there is a hidden junction just behind you, so make sure you have a really good look over your right shoulder before you come off. Notice the speed signs there as you go through, 40 miles per hour, so making sure you're picking up your speed. Always keep in the left hand lane, unless you hear you're going to be going to the right at the roundabout. If you're going to be going left at this roundabout or following the road ahead, you will need to proceed from this lane. Anything else, you'll need the middle lane. So we're going to be following the road signs towards Lexton, and you'll see the sign as you go through. It's the third exit and it's pointing straight ahead, so we're going to use the middle lane. Proceed up to the edge of the roundabout with caution, looking right, and away we go. You'll see two cracks on the road. Try and keep yourself inside the cracks, as the paintwork is not good on this roundabout, and good mirror checks as you're coming off. Now, there is only one lane here, so don't get caught too far over to the left. As you'll see, it then becomes a bike lane. Now this road during school hours is extremely busy. We're now about to go over a pedestrian crossing, so obviously if it is school hours, just be careful. Now we're going to be taking the next turn in on the right. This is on a bit of a bend, so again be careful before you take your turn. As you enter the road, there's always parked cars on the left, so looking ahead and making sure you can get through before you proceed. Look at the speed sign as well as you enter. This is a 20 miles per hour zone. Now the reason it's a 20 miles per hour zone is, one, there's a school, which you'll see a sign on the left. Also, there is a local woodland and park, which people obviously use. So there's always lots of people about. So proceed around here with caution. We're going to take the next turning on the left. Now there is a lady here at the side of the road. Under the new rules, we're going to see if she wants to walk first. Okay. We thought she was going to go across the road, but she's walked straight out in front of us. No matter. We've done our job. Then we're going to turn in. In a situation like that, just give it a couple of seconds. If they don't walk, carry on with your driving. Now this road is not the greatest in the world. You're probably looking around, again, 18 miles per hour. Very bumpy. And we're about to come to the end of this road. Now when we get there, we're going to be going to the left. So to the left, please. And if you could find somewhere safe to pull over on the left, please. This is also a place where they may get you to pull up on the right to do the reverse back 2 car lengths manoeuvre. And when it's safe to do so, we're going to prepare the car, observe and manoeuvre. Now we're coming to a crossroads and we're going to be going to the right. Now again, dependent on the time of day, this road can be extremely busy. So proceed with caution. If there are loads of cars coming, don't panic. Take your time and obviously go when it is your turn. As you do turn out, there is a pedestrian crossing straight ahead of you, so be careful of that. Again, it can get very busy during school hours. Now we're going to be taking the next turning on the left, hence why we haven't overtaken this bike yet. Never overtake a bike on approach to a junction or a roundabout, things like that. Now as you enter Church Lane, there is a brick wall very close to the road. It can get very tight, so be careful. Now if there is space ahead, the examiner will ask you to pull over here on the left. As you can see, today it's very busy, so we're just going to drive through when we can. Now we was already through there, so them bikes really should have stopped. Like the car did. There was nowhere for us to go in, so we had to proceed through. Now we're going to be taking the next turning on the left. And as soon as you enter here, the examiner is definitely going to ask you to find somewhere safe to pull up on the left hand side of the road. He'll probably ask you to head for one of the lampposts up ahead, because then you'll finish obviously on a hill. And when you're ready, we're going to prepare this car. We're going to observe it, and then we're going to drive on. Prepare, observe, manoeuvre. Now a bit of a blind hill here, so proceed with caution. It's quite hard to see things coming towards you. Now as you go around these parked cars, we're then going to take the next turning on the left. Now, we're then going to go to the right onto Magazine Farm Way. As you can see, some parked cars parked very close to the junction, so be very careful. Now if you're doing your test in the morning, 9:07, 8:10, or in the afternoon around 2:32, there is a secondary school just near here, so this road gets extremely busy with children before school and after school, so you do need to be very, very careful around here. And we're going to take the next turning on the right. Now as you do enter in here, there is always a van parked on the right hand side of the road, so be careful that nothing's coming as you go in. Perfect. And if you can take the next turning on the left into Gainsborough Road. And again, we've got some parked cars parked right on the edge of a bend. This is like this all the time around here, so being careful as you're going through. And if you could find somewhere to pull up on the left hand side of the road for me. And drive on when you're ready. Prepare, observe, manoeuvre. Now again, as I mentioned with the times earlier, be careful of the school children around here, because they do walk out in front of you, walk across the road, so making sure you are being cautious. At the end of this road, you're going to go to the left. And then straight away, we're going to take the next turn in on the right. Okay, a little bit of hazard perception there. A lady opening her car door with a car coming towards her. Now as we come to the end of the road, we're going to go to the left. Again, cars parked right on the bend, so being cautious. So to the left, please. Then as soon as you get out of this road, you're going to be asked to go to the left again. Now, a little bit of a staggered crossroad here, so be careful of the cars coming out towards you as well. This can get very busy, this area. We're going to go to the left at the end of the road. And as you pull out onto the main road, again, during school times, this road is very, very busy. Not only with school children, but parked cars. Up ahead, you can see the zebra crossing. And you'll also get cars parked in the bike lane when they're picking their children up and things like that. Isn't the greatest thing to do, as obviously it's for bikes, and that lane is to help us keep the traffic flowing. And the reason we haven't overtaken her, although she's in the bike lane, we've got parked cars here on the right. Once we go around here, there'll be a bit more room for us. And at the end of the road, we're going to go to the right. If you remember me earlier saying, don't overtake a bike on approach to a junction. And then follow the road ahead at the crossroads. Follow the road ahead. Okay, around here the examiner's going to ask you to find somewhere safe to pull up on the left hand side of the road. Be cautious of the double yellow lines and of all the junctions. Lovely. And when you're ready, prepare, observe, manoeuvre. Now again, we've got a zebra crossing up ahead of you, right next to a school, so this can get very busy. At the end of the road, you're going to go to the right. Now once you turn out of this junction, you'll see a massive sign ahead of you showing that there's a school, which you can see on the right hand side of the road, and then a zebra crossing. During school times, as this is a really busy road, you will have a lollipop person running this zebra crossing. Followed by another pedestrian crossing up ahead. And if you could find somewhere safe to pull up on the left, please. Okay, lovely. And we're going to drive on, preparing the car, observing the car, and then manoeuvre. The POM routine. You're now going to come to some roundabouts. If you haven't done the sat-nav already, you'll do some independent driving here, following the road signs to Mersey. This sign is very hard to see, but it is follow the road ahead at the first roundabout, and then left at the second. So follow, and then left. Now lots of people ask me, what's the speed limit on this road? Because there's no signs. But have a look around. Any street lights? Yes. Any houses? Yes. So the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. There is a sign there showing a hidden bend. And we're going to have to slow down anyway, because this car is not doing any signalling to let us know what he was doing there. And up ahead we've got some signs which can really help you out on your test. One, warning, there could be horses, so proceed with caution. A crossroads, followed by a reduced speed now sign as you go round to the left. So, although it says 40 miles per hour, you probably don't want to pick your speed up to 40 until you get round this bend, because you may find a horse coming towards you. You're now going to be asked to follow the road signs to all other routes. Now the sign, however, is hidden by the lovely trees. It's only visible in the winter months. So just follow the road ahead. You'll notice all the way up to the roundabout there's a solid white line. If there is a bike on that road, do not overtake on approach to this roundabout. The solid white line is there for a reason. There's a big sign here saying pedestrian crossing. This is the army barracks up ahead, so Sometimes the army are crossing, but we're going to keep following the road ahead. And remember, the speed limit is still 40. As you are just picking up your speed, however, you're going to get a warning sign for pedestrian crossings and then a 30 miles per hour sign. Following the road signs to Colchester town centre. Now, as you do exit this roundabout, there is a bus stop here on the left. Sometimes you will find buses there. If there is, you still need to go round it, but proceed with caution. Looking ahead, you'll see a sign, nice and early for you, warning you that there is a zebra crossing coming. And there it is. And we're going to follow the road signs now towards Rowhedge. Now, this roundabout is very, very hard to see to the right. So, make sure you stop at the edge of the road if there's no blockers coming your way, and creep forward to make sure it's clear before you proceed. You'll be then asked to do your last pull up on the left. So if you could find somewhere to pull up on the left. Lovely. And when you're ready, prepare this car, observe the car and manoeuvre. Now, this road is quite busy, so you could be sat here for a little bit. Now, as you proceed off, make sure you're cautious up ahead. You've got a zebra crossing followed by a roundabout. The examiner will not always talk to you about this roundabout. Once you're over this one, you've got a zebra crossing again, followed by another mini roundabout. Exactly the same again, follow the road ahead. Now, if you've watched this test route before, or you're from Colchester, you know that you're now heading back towards the test centre. You're in your last 5 minutes of your test. So, this is where you must keep that brain going. Make sure you're still being cautious, doing all your mirror checks. The last 5 minutes of the test can sometimes be the hardest. Now, looking into the distance, you'll see some roundabout signs. We're going to be going to the right. So, to the right. Now, as you head down Abbots Road, this is quite a nice road to drive on, just resurfaced as well. Remember, the speed limit is 30. Now we're going to take the next turning on the left into Lidl, and this is where you're going to do your manoeuvre. Now as you enter Lidl car park, be very, very slow. This is a very busy car park. I'd suggest around 5 miles per hour. And just follow the road straight ahead. Be careful of the lamp post on the left. It's there for a reason. As you can see, lots of people have hit it. It's there to protect the cars. Take the next turn on the right. Now, if you could follow this car park round to the back for me. I'd like you to pick any parking bay and then just forward park the car. Okay, once you're in the bay, make sure you're happy with your parking, and then the examiner will say reverse out and drive on whatever way he wants. We're going to go off to the right. Lots of all-round observations as you're reversing backwards. Remember, this is a busy car park. There could be lots of people walking around. Okay, so we're going to exit the car park. We're going to go to the left. And at the end of the road, we're going to go to the left. If you do have to stop and wait for cars there, be cautious because it is a very big hill. So we're literally now 2 minutes away from the test centre. How are them nerves? Now again, depending on what time of the day it is, I know we're talking about children and risks and things like that, but this is also a road that gets very, very busy. There is a lollipop person up ahead, so obviously make sure if he's asking you to stop, you stop the car. When we get to the roundabout, we're going to go to the left. There will always be parked cars on approach to this roundabout, always. So we're going to go left, please. And you'll see a roundabout sign, and we're going to go to the right. following this other lovely learner who looks like they're also on test from Steer We Go driving school. And we're going to take the next turning on the right, please. The markings on the road are not that great here, so make sure you get right into the right. Lovely. Now as you enter Grange Way, you've got the parked cars on the right hand side of the road. So although it's your right of way, if there is something large coming through, obviously proceed with caution. You can get 2 cars through this gap. We're now going to go to the right, in towards the test centre. And as you enter into the test centre, that's the end of your test. Congratulations, you've passed. Well done. If you've enjoyed today's video, and it's been helpful, give us a like and subscribe to our channel.